Yo, 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 studettes, playerettes, how you guys doing? Holy crap, we got a lot to unpack in today's video. We need to dig into this market indices, go through the watch list. There's some improving looking charts that a few days ago did not look like they had a chance, so we need to dig into this. Today was an interesting day because it was a little bit of a surprise. You know, in the scheme of things, the overall picture, we are still in a big consolidation, but we cannot ignore today's price action. Today's price action, we held at this 50-day moving average, and we had a monster power candle today. You know, I've been trading since 2007 full time. I've had this business since 2008, and I've seen a lot of surprising things, and today, I was still caught off guard a little bit. I was like, holy crap. Like around 1 o'clock, it was like, whoa, this market is taking off. Like it just did not show the signs that it was going to do that. And so we have to respect that. So my overall bias has been, as for weeks, right, that we're in a little bit of a distribution phase and that the market's going to be in a period of consolidation until these earnings clear up and we get a bigger, clearer picture. Today, the PPI came out, and we chopped around really the first handful of hours. And then around noon, the market came in and started to break out. And then really around 1, it really sped up, And I know there were some Fed speakers and stuff. And so we ended up with the trend day, and we can't ignore that, right? So you have a handful of things. You have your own personal biases, of course. Then you have your longer-term picture, which is, right, your longer-term trend, which is still higher. But then, you have your intermediate, which is, range-bound, and then you have your short-term, right? And so we have confusion there where the big picture is still, obviously, an uptrend, but the short and intermediate has just been stuck in a range for a period of time. Well, today did a little bit of work to clear out some of that short and intermediate. And if we get follow-through on it tomorrow, then, hey, we're a few weeks earlier than I thought in terms of breaking the consolidation. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we do have to respect the price action. And that's the best part about being a day trader, right? It's like, dude, we're wrong all the time, man. I thought today was going to be a big sausage party. We're going to be sitting around in a circle jerking each other off. And here we go. Instead of doing that, right? I mean, we're banging on the box and the mouse, making trades, I was surprised. I've been doing this a long time, man. I didn't see it coming, right? Didn't see it coming. And that's a sign of a resilient market. So there's two things I just want to put in your back of your mind. If the indexes chop around, but you see a lot of good breakout setups and they follow through, then you can ignore the indices. If the indices are breaking out, but you don't see that many good-looking stocks that are breaking out or that fit your style, then that's usually a market you tend to take less risk or sit out. So in today's scan, I saw actually quite a few decent looking stocks. They are consolidated and concentrated in a handful of fields, but hey, man, right? When you get out of prison, you take whatever tang you can get, Hey, man, we ain't saying no to nothing. And that's how it goes. 2024 is that type of year, man. Like, hey, she's down, so am I. Right? Because it's the Mag 7 and some semiconductors that have been leading the way. We do what we got to do. So let's go into this because there are some good-looking stocks here, right, that we want to do. So first, I'm just going to go into the semis because they were the tell yesterday, with NVIDIA leading the way, and they really took off. So we got Qualcomm here. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. We've got a nice flat top breakout here. Probably got to do the options on this one. You can see the options move pretty good on this. Not that liquid, but you don't need to get crazy. There'll be 0 DTs. I probably would do the next week out. The 0 DTs, for those of you guys that are not fast or have really good entries, they just decay too fast for a lot of you guys. So this looks good, right? I'm going to just start with a couple of these. AMAT. Dude, 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. You got your 9 EMA curls for the girls coming up under the kitchen on this bad boy. Dude, that's a buenos, right? So that's number 2. AVGO, 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. This will be, look at, this thing doesn't move very often, right? So today when it its ATR's 3%, took out 4%, 4.5%. The options were really cooking on this thing. This could be also a little zero DTE fun. I usually trade the $1,000 stocks like SMCI, MSTR on Fridays because options are at least cheaper. Because it's not really the price of the stock that I care about. It's just the damn spread. You got to use limit orders and scale in, and it's just a big pain in the butt. But on Fridays, they work pretty good. So all of these are good breakout setups, right? Second basket, you had Microsoft kind of going in. Doesn't look like much. It only moved 5 points. But once again, on Fridays, I've seen this now 3-4 times on Fridays on Microsoft. It'll move like 2% plus, a little bit more than its ATR. So the ATR is 1.5%. If it goes 2%, 2.5% tomorrow, the calls will go nuts, right? So we can play with this. You got a nice, good, God-fearing Christian pattern on that one. Love it. All right, I want to throw a couple of commodity type plays here. I love this CCJ. Man, this looks like a swing trade actually, right? Right sector, little Uranus, little uranium, and then, it's energy, right? That's been the hot thing this year for the last few months, right? The inflation is back, and right, energy's been a sneaky McGee. Look at the big base on this boy, right? Look at the big base on you, old XLE. And you've taken out, you're building out a flag. Right time, right place for a CCJ. Love the look of it. It's got some heat on it, and if you want to do like a deeper dive ever into indices, in TC 2000, they have actually, it's pretty cool. You have like all the industry indexes. And so you can go in, do like a, say, 5-day sort, 30-day sort, 90-day sort. You hit it. And so you got all these, they look weird. It says like IX 120, all these things, copper, but you can see aluminum, gold. And what you do is like, if you hit this 3-prong button, you'll see all the stocks that are in that sector. And so you can see some of these are like low volume and all this stuff. But if you just add a little bit of a filter to it and you to put in some volume, like a volume parameter, now all of a sudden, you can add like, say, boom. You add in yourself a little volume parameter. Now you kind of clear out all the trash in it, and now you got yourself something, right? And so this is a great exercise for like Sundays. Do a deep dive, especially swing traders. Do a deep dive into, the different sectors. It's what we call top-down approach, right? Start at the big picture and you work your way down into a granular level, and you will start to see some interesting things in the market. For swing trading especially, like you don't want to be trading like the big 7 stocks or the big 10 stocks. For day traders, that's fine because we have options and you have leverage, and if something just moves around 3-4% a day with the margin or options or something, you could still get in and out and take your scalps. But when you're swing trading, you really want to figure out, all right, if the market's moving 6%, what can I get in that moves 20% or 30%, right? And so a lot of that starts with the sectors and stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Amazon busted through. Week open on this tomorrow. I think we could try to red to green. Love the look on TTD. This is coiled up real tight here. You got very little room between breakout and the EMAs. Love it. Microsoft, we already talked about. This ACB's got a level here. I think if it spikes up, we try to fade it. Most likely this is just a little false flag, meaning, they're getting dusted on spikes. We shorted this in the chat room, spiked up, and it's pretty, I took the puts on it, and it was a little bit tough. I was like half the volume on the fucking 7s in the morning. Fucking put. It took me so long to get in and out of these fucking things. But dude, you can see it's 20 cents, say 80 cents or whatever. Now I was more over here, but still, like it's a good shred. And if you look at CGC, right, these guys are about to dilute. They're about to dilute big. This thing is probably a 0 over time, but you can see this thing 9 to 780. We want to be taking these down. So ACB, CGC, we short those on all spikes. Bitcoin is flagging out here, right? This is Beto. You got to test in the trend line. Hey, if this thing goes, right, then the Coinzilla just took out some range here today. It's looking pretty good. That's got a nice setup on it also. Dude, it's looking good. Hey, one more energy play. This MP's a metals company, I believe, and this is from the SPAC days, so Don't quote me on it, but I believe this is a rare earth metals play. It used to be a SPAC, and we shredded this thing for like a hot second during the SPAC boom in COVID times. But you got a nice like 2 inside days after that push. It's got a good look to it. Like, I think you keep that one on too. So basically, we want short pots, long these semis, and we will change on a dot. This whole watch list could be trashed tomorrow. That's the way it's been working tomorrow. So you want to definitely keep a list of stocks that you can, keep shorting too. I think, like we've been shorting this DJT like pretty much on every spike. There's a whole host of these kind of names like that are just getting nasty. Dude, I don't know if anybody saw this one. Dude, some guys in the chat room playing this. Look at the puts on the 63,000%. This thing is $100, $39. So, on the short side, I'll look for stocks with some news out, like this root. I think would probably be rolling over now. Like it was $10, went to 90. I think all spikes on this probably get faded off. So there's a handful of these kind of names that we'll look for. But mainly, I'm thinking spikes on the Trumpster, spikes on the pot stocks. In root, I think we have. And then, you could do all the kind of liquid names, like, AMD still got kind of a little bit of trash chart, so on and so forth. So just something to kind of be mindful of as you guys go through. It's Friday tomorrow, so don't mess up. Don't lose too big. Don't bet too big. I like to be in and out on Fridays. You don't want to ruin your weekend over, dude, you don't want to ruin your weekend over trading some small cap bonanzas on a Friday. Been there, done that. It leads to a lot of bad decisions on Fridays, man. A lot of bad decisions on Fridays. So, I love you guys. Peace. Let me know if you need anything.